Hi. Whoops. I think you might have got that on there. Oh well, real time. Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome back to the craft of wellness. I hope you're all doing well today. Today, I want to share a personal story about navigating a day that didn't start as smoothly as I hoped. So, real time, what I'm doing to get out of survival brain. Let's dive into that. So, for the past several days, I have been in a state of peace and calm. Like everything just seemed to flow with ease, and my body and my brain felt like they were in harmony. Even that heart brain connection. Oh, yeah, I've been working on that smart brain math. Anyway, everything just seemed so good, good. I'm safe. I'm feeling like, ah. But last night, I could tell there was a shift. I caught a few unhelpful thoughts that were really starting to take momentum. Um, Thankfully, it was almost time for bed, and I know that once you're sleeping, all that stops, right? And so I'm hoping that in the morning I'll wake up and I can like, woohoo, yeah, I'm at fresh up here again and not down here. So, and I had a great sleep. I did. Up a little bit later than I normally am, but all good. Had a great sleep. The morning started off pretty good. I had a really nice bubble bath. I did get up an hour later, but that's okay. Um, but then I felt my energy just kind of begin to slide down. And I recognized this feeling. Well, I couldn't though. I tried to identify it, but I kind of figured out it must have been somewhere between disappointment, because I don't really feel disappointed, and discouraged. But I don't really feel discouraged, but I feel disheartened. Yeah. And when I kind of got that word for it, disheartened, I'm like, that kind of hit me. And that's where I was like sinking fast. That's not the energy level I want to be at. So, I didn't even want to finish my morning routine, which, as you all know, in case you didn't know, I love my morning routine so much. I truly, really do. I absolutely look forward to it. And I didn't even want to finish it. So I know when I get like that, I need to pull out my trusty lists, two of them. Things to do that make me feel good, and thoughts to think that make me feel good. I know it sounds silly, but when you're in that kind of place, that energy, you need to read it. Even though you know all the things. I know all the things. This is why I'm sharing this with you. I know how to get out of it. Things I would recommend to clients and friends. And yet I needed to go to my list. So the mana movement and my usual somatic release that I just started doing, I love it actually, but it didn't appeal to me today. And I found a really good excuses, actually several of them, why I'm not going to do the rebounder today. So instead, I puttered with my indoor plants, which makes me happy. I ate some sugar snap peas, which were very yummy. And of course, I had my London fog. That is like my comfort drink. No booze for me, but I'll do a London fog anytime. Even tried to do some breathing. Yeah, that wasn't working either. So I did the little brain hack and I treated my brain like it was my best friend. And I promised I could go out and buy 3 plants. And I actually do need 3 plants because I need to change out my my big pot. Anyway, so it all works out. So, and then I also said we could have a London fog. One of my favorite things to do is to go to the nursery and just kind of wander around with my London fog, talk to the plants. I even repot some, fix them. They need help. Talk to them. Just love them. And then I said, you know what? We need movement though, because emotions need motion. So we're going to walk there. And this is all we're going to do. And we're going to stop at the parks and make sure we earth, as you can see. Oops, right in the dirt, but earthing. So I did that and I ended up going. And as I wandered through the community garden, which is where I'm at right now, actually, if I came here on my way, now I'm on my walk, I just realized how much I've actually grown. Like, getting out of survival brain wasn't easy. It took a lot of work. And I'm here to say that, even just if you get out of survival brain, you can still slip in, right? It's just that it's easier to get out because you have the tools and you have the understanding. And so when we're stuck in survival mode, what we don't even realize is how bad it feels until it starts to get better. That's what I really can't believe. I can't believe how bad I felt until I started feeling better. You just don't know. So instantly, when my body starts reacting to some kind of trauma trigger, I need to deal with it because I don't like feeling that way and it scares me. Anyway, so a bit of brain science because, I am a brain science nerd. But when we're in survival brain, our amygdala, which is our alarm system, the part of our brain responsible for that fight or flight, freeze response, fawn, actually takes over, like takes control. We call it like hijacking the cortex. If you know Dan Siegel and the brain, we can talk about that later. Anyway, um, so basically what that ends up happening is that will actually shut down our prefrontal cortex, right? Our thinking brain, which is responsible for like rational thinking and decision making. But when we engage in activities that make us feel good and think positive thoughts, we're actually calming down our amygdala and activating the prefrontal cortex, giving it power again. And we're like, calming our brainstem and soothing our nervous system. And when we're doing all that, that's actually going to bring us back into a state of balance, like self-regulation skills, basically, right? So on days like this, I just need to remind myself to be patient and kind, to be really intentional about keeping my vibrational frequency to the high and the level that I like it at. And I actually, right now, standing here, I'm celebrating my awareness and my ability to shift my mood. And so here are some things I do from my list, if you're interested. Grounding, as you guys all know, and I'm doing right now, bare feet. Visiting my plant store, moving my body, walking, taking deep breaths, listening to the birds. I don't know if you heard that or not. And there's so much more. And some of the thoughts, I remind myself that I have stardust in my DNA. That is so cool. I'm like a superstar. Ah, no, I like that idea though. Like I'm like this divine being, and I like that. And all is well, and that I'm safe. That's a huge one. I really like that feeling of being safe. And only good will come out of this. And I'm really starting to see that. And if I can't quite say those affirmations, because, sometimes you're at that point where, wait, what? um, I'll look at pretty things like a crystal. And labradorite is one of my favorites. I don't know if you can see it right here in my ring. If I'm in the sun, you can see it. But I love it because it shines and sparkles and it's beautiful colors of blues and even greens. And I just appreciate the beauty and the feel and the sparkle and whatever else brings me joy in that moment. Yeah. And I also do little brain hacks and tricks, like, be friends to my brain. But just remember, like I have to remind myself, it's all about being kind to yourself and finding what works for you. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more, hit subscribe, like, follow, notify, whatever we got to do to stay connected. Because this healing journey, I'm thinking it's probably lifelong. And let's not do it alone. You can also check us out on Facebook, if you're watching YouTube here, and Instagram, The Craft of Wellness. So let's continue this journey together. Thank you for listening to me. And really, you are enough.